Welcome to the Night Radio and Television Station. Here today's news report. On November 17, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs coordinated with the UN Resident Coordinator Office to organize a workshop on promoting inclusive recovery and enhancing capacity to respond to natural disaster risks related to climate change in Vietnam. The workshop aimed to assess the impact of recent flood disasters on Vietnam's central provinces and propose solutions to overcome the consequences as well as improve the resilience to disasters.
From mid-September up to now, the central region has been continuously suffer from typhoons and floods with a massive scale, very strong intensity, and causing extremely serious consequences. This unprecedented situation for many years had caused great damage to people and property, seriously affected the life and production of millions of people in the area. Economic loss is estimated about 17,000 billion dong, of which the damage caused by the typhoon number 9 is more than 10,000 billion dong. Natural disaster threaten livelihoods and the ability to access basic life conditions such as electricity, water, sanitation, land use rights, and home ownership of certain communities. At the same time, natural disasters are also a driving factor of many respiratory, cardiovascular, and digestive disease, as well as water and airborne disease, from which the poor, the mountainous communities, and the elderly women and children suffer the most. The support from UN organizations and Vietnam government's development partners in the past few years, and particularly in the recent period of storms and floods in the central region, aims to quickly recover from the adverse consequences, stabilize people's lives, and enhance capacity to respond to natural disasters. Responding to natural disaster is not only a challenge of Vietnam but also a global problem faced by many countries. Workshop delegates have proposed many medium and long-term policies and solutions to help Vietnam overcome the consequences and improve its resilience to natural disaster in the coming time, with special attention paid to vulnerable groups.
In October, Vietnam's trade balance witnessed a surplus of 2.94 billion US dollars, bringing the country's export turnover in the past 10 months to a surplus of nearly 19.5 billion US dollars.
The latest report of the General Department of Customs showed the above information. This is the highest trade surplus in the past 10 months. However, the above surplus result is mainly based on the FDI sector. While the domestic business sector continued to have trade deficit in the past 10 months, specifically, FDI sector saw a trade surplus of 28.9 billion US dollars, and domestic enterprises saw a trade deficit of nearly 9.4 billion US dollars. In the first 10 months of 2020, the total value of goods import and export of the whole country reached 440 billion US dollars, increasing 2.7% over the same period last year.
Acting Secretary of Defense Chris Mueller announced that President Donald Trump had ordered the Pentagon to withdraw 2,500 U.S. troops out of Afghanistan and Iraq before January 15, 2021, but did not withdraw troops thoroughly as previously stated.
The U.S. Department of Defense reduced the number of U.S. troops in Afghanistan from 4,500 to 2,500, and in Iraq from 3,000 to 2,500. This will be the lowest number of U.S. troops in Afghanistan in nearly 2 decades of war. Observers believe that the withdrawal of troops in Afghanistan will undermine the already fragile security in the country and damage internal negotiations between Afghan government and the Taliban. In addition, the conditions in reality do not guarantee the withdrawal, as the Taliban did not maintain the peace agreement with the U.S. in Afghanistan.
U.S. President-elect Joe Biden has appointed several close allies to key positions in White House amid a troublesome power transition.
According to Reuters, Ms. Jen O'Malley Dillon will be appointed as the White House Deputy Chief of Staff. Meanwhile, a long-time close advisor Mike Donnellan and Steve Ricchetti will enter the White House as Senior Advisor and President Advisor respectively. Ms. Dana Remus will become the Senior Attorney for the President. Another close advisor, Ron Glenn, will be appointed as the White House Chief of Staff by Mr. Biden. Louisiana Senator Cedric Richmond, a co-chair of Biden's presidential campaign, will become the senior counselor and the director of the White House Public Relations Office.
That's all the news today. Thank you for joining us. Goodbye.